Hello everyone, Gary Pfalzbot with GoatWorld here, and we're doing our second GoatWorld video cast. So let's kick it off. Here we are at GoatWorld right now on the Facebook group, and we've got some action going on in there, some pictures. We'll come back to that a little later. I need to clear my browser out here with some of the goat stories I have for you today. And let's start off with this one. It's entitled, Meet the Royal Winners Fair Most Charming Goat Enthusiast. They're kind of like people, herdsman Jonathan Dugdale says. So if you're interested in reading this article, I'm going to post it on GoatWorld as we go, but it's got a video associated, so let's give it a listen. Let's give it a watch and listen.
All of these kids were born this year. And then this year for our theme, we named them after cars. So we have Sundance, we have Silverado, we have Chevy, and then we have Spirit. A herdsman is someone that takes care of the animals, feeds them, they milk them, they trim them. It's fun to educate, especially people from Toronto that don't know about goats and they have a lot of misconceptions about animals. They're fun to be around, they're fun to play with. When you go down to the barn, each goat has a different personality, each goat has a different look. And it's fun just to get to know them, because really, they're kind of like people to you.
Okay. Well, he has some nice looking goats there. Supposedly that's up in Toronto. We're going to copy and paste that into the GoatWorld Facebook group so you all can read and watch it at your leisure. And here we go. This is how I do it. I post them in there. I find them, post them in there, and then you can read and comment on them. Okay, so now we can get rid of that tab and move to the next one. Little Falls Woman's Business started with a 4-H project. Now 4-H is kind of near and dear to my heart because that's basically where I started with goats back in the late 60s, early 70s. And for the life of me, I can't remember the name of my goat, but I'm always happy to see the youth of today starting out in 4-H and FFA and different agricultural related projects and associations like that. It's just a good thing for all of us. It was when she was working on a 4-H project in 1994 that a love for goats came alive for Missy Isder of Little Falls. It was then she knew she wanted to do something more with goats. It was that project that led her to start her own business, Sparkling M's Dairy Goats. I just fell in love with their personality, she said. Isder said that year she and her sister, Cheryl Hurd, had received 2 goats from her friend, Latha Rakow, to show. At that time, goat milking was just coming on the horizon where people started doing it in this area, she said. Now, I'm not going to go and read the whole entire article. Like I said, I'm going to post these as I have them on the GoatWorld Facebook group so y'all can read them at your leisure. And just a few more words about 4-H. It's a great organization. I had no idea when I was in 4-H that I was going to be running anything related to goats. But the 4-H organization itself, it taught me a lot about being responsible for animals and livestock, and it's helped me in other parts of my life as well. I mean, it all has great applications. In Irmo, goats and ducks and sheep better scurry. They've got a lot of pictures of chickens. There's a goat, cow, ducks, geese. There's the goat. Lexington County, South Carolina. Goats and ducks and sheep and other critters common in the country had better scurry soon from Irmo. Town council is moving to ban more farm animals in Fallon neighborhoods after it earlier refused to let residents keep a few chickens as other Midlands communities do. Currently, only pigs, cattle, and horses joint chickens is not permitted, but town leaders say they need help to avert blight and improve conditions in the community of 11,000 residents. The change under consideration would add goats, ducks, sheep, peacocks, and guinea hens as taboo animals. Now again, I'm not going to read the whole entire article to you, but I'll give you a few of my thoughts. You know, there's certain reasons why communities like that, you know, will place ban on animals, create ordinances that seem unfair. And you know, it's up to groups like ours to get the word out, you know, about animals, goats in specific, simply because, you know, we love them, we raise them, and even if they're for no more purpose than being just a pet, isn't everybody entitled to raise the livestock of their choice and demonstrate the responsibility that it takes to raise livestock of your choice? So, you know, that's something that's kind of near and dear to my heart too, because there's a lot of counties and towns that, you know, I don't know, you just kind of have to wonder what the world's become when, you know, they're starting to ban stuff like that. Now, in instances where people aren't taking care of their animals or their livestock, feeding them, watering them, keeping them healthy, and others see that, yeah, then there's cause for concern. But why do we all have to pay for somebody's negligence? One or two people's negligence. Okay, this one is called Ginny and Jim Knott. The goat came back. In July, we had our cousins with their granddaughter stay overnight on their way from Salt Lake to San Francisco. During dinner, the 9-year-old kept talking about the life-size middle goat we put on our mine tailings this past spring. I told her I used to raise goats at our old house, and this represents our wonderful pets of the past. I also said that families walking Wyoming Road on their way to the Tribute Trail would make goat sounds as they walked by. It was so amusing. The following morning, this child came running into the kitchen saying that the goat was gone. Sure enough, it was not on the tailings. I reported it to the police and made the police blotter. We posted a stolen goat sign on our driveway. We were devastated. Why would anyone do this? It isn't easy climbing the tailings, and it is private property. We felt betrayed. On October 19th, we looked out and the goat is back on the stump, exactly where it used to be. What a feel-good moment. Thank you for thinking about what you stole and returning it. We are back to hearing goat sounds from folks who enjoyed it as much as we do. Ginny and Jim Knott, Nevada City. Well, that's a nice story with a nice ending, you know, that you like to hear that somebody had a conscience for what they stole and they put it back. You know, that is, you know, showing a good conscience. And just an aside to that story, there was a company I worked at where I kind of communicated with people by making goat sounds. Funny as it sounds, it's the truth. Well, one person, me, started it. A couple others caught on, and pretty soon the whole place sounded like a goat farm. Ah! Guys screaming on the other side of the shop there. Ah! Ah! It was pretty funny. Okay, let's see. Now we've posted that one. We're gonna move on to the next article. A dairy goat farm gains $177,000 loan. Batavia, which I believe Batavia is in New York. Somebody please correct me if I'm wrong, but Genesee County's share of a regional agribusiness investment fund reached a third project Friday, with the GCEDC officials hoping at least one more recipient can gain from the Growing the Agriculture Industry Now program. GCEDC board members approved Friday a $177,139 10-year low-interest loan for San Voss Farms. The East Bethany agribusiness produces cheese, milk, and yogurt under the First Light Creamery brand using raw goat's milk produced on the farm. Again, I'm not going to read the whole article. If you have some interest in that, go ahead and check it out on the GoatWorld Facebook page, or Facebook group, excuse me, and comment as you see fit. You know, we really need more money and loans, and, you know, easy to obtain to get into things like a dairy goat farm, meat goat farm, fiber farm, what have you type of farm. But it's something that's, you know, a good thing for the goat world. Okay, let's see what we've got here next. That was that article. Now we're going to look at rainbow chard and goat's cheese spelt tart. Ooh, this looks like a recipe. I think I've just gained weight looking at this picture. This colorful savory tart would be perfect for a summer picnic, garden party, or easy weekend lunch. The recipe comes from Food and Lifestyle magazine, Delicious's latest cookbook. At our table, which features more than 100 recipes for a range of occasions, as well as ideas for drinks matching and advice for table setting and decoration. Serves 8. It's got garlic bulbs, 1 garlic bulb, virgin olive oil, eggs, pure thin cream, mozzarella, rainbow chard leaves, goat's cheese, buffalo mozzarella balls, heirloom radishes. Oh yeah. Well, like I'm fond of seeing, if anybody makes it, let me know when it's ready. We'll go ahead and post that. I'll call that a recipe. And any of you that fancy cooking and making new stuff, let us know how it tastes. We're down to just about the last 2 articles. A Pasture Chick Ranch Adventures Part 2. Continuation of an interview with local organic star and all-around colorful chick, Lisa Knutson, courtesy of Mission Village Voice. Now, as I remember, this had something to do with goats. I'm trying to remember exactly, but there was something to do with goats. Well, maybe I'm wrong, but I'm going to go ahead and post that one, and anybody interested can read it and comment on it. And that will bring us to our last news headline once this is posted. I like to wait until, there we go, we get the picture. Sometimes they post and they don't show the picture. A balance of gold and green. This is an article from the Hindu. And I'll just read the first paragraph for you. Thomas Alapat's farm is a green oasis amidst the steel and concrete of a growing city. Much like an oasis in the dreary desert is ensconced Thomas Alapat's rustic farm off the frenzied national highway in Adapalli, a soothing contrast to the cacophony that looms outside its precincts, produced from the relentless rush of vehicles plying on the nifty steel and concrete flyovers, from the glow of towering fancy high-rises, spectacular malls, and designer stores. It harks back to a rare lifestyle. In this almost unreal settings, a ring-necked parakeet accosts suddenly from the suspended cage. It asks sharply, Sugamano? Sugamano? Are you fine? Mathaleli Sugamano. Master, are you fine? It chirps. Its master, Thomas, is showing his farm around to visitors. The parrot is tickled by the presence of unfamiliar people at an unlikely hour, close to noon. Oh, let's see. Where are the goats? Growing up in his Theravadu at Mission Quarters in Thrissur until he was 9, Thomas lived in the lap of nature. My earliest memories are of the cows, goats, and the chicken in the house. I liked playing with the calves and baby goats and have fond memories of watching them grow up and feeling sad when they were sold off when they came of age. My favorite spot where I spent a lot of time was the vegetable garden. We also had fruit trees. Climbing those trees were early challenges, though I never got used to climbing coconut trees. Well, this is more of a personal interest story, and I know there's quite a few of you out there that, enjoy reading this kind of stuff. It's for our members, across the globe. They take pleasure in reading about things of that nature in their region of the world, so we're going to go ahead and post it. And as I said, that's the last news article headline for today. There may be more this afternoon, but for this particular video cast, that's all I'm going to post. So now I've kind of cleaned my browser out of all the articles, and let's get past all those articles I just posted. And as I said in the first video cast, from time to time I'm going to go by and visit people's pages, look at their pictures. Now here's Michael Taylor, Silver and Scout, playing the Billy Goat game. Now Michael always has some really nice pictures he posts, and you know, you can't really beat a picture like that. You know, nice goats, one back there playing. So let's just go over real quick and visit Michael's page and see what else he has there. Okay. Leedy, that all do good dog. Yeah, you can see he's got some nice pictures of his farm there. I like those goat sheds. Those go for a premium in an auction. You've got several people bidding on them. There's his dog, one of them. Some of these pictures I think we've already seen before. That's a really cute picture. That almost reminds me of that goat that was rescued. Okay, so very good, Michael. Very good. Let's get back to where we were. Okay. It's a little bit slow today, but not too bad. There's another picture that Michael posted. A lot of people seem to like it. 49, 50, 51, 52. Can A-Light solution be used on goats? It's a good question. I looked that up yesterday, and apparently it can be used for goats. There is an A-Light solution specifically for goats. And just to prove that, I will type in the search engine A-Light solution goats. PBS Animal Health, they have an article on it. Dervet has an article on it. You know, so the information is out there on it. You know, A-Light solution for animal use, drugs.com. It's available at a lot of different places. Feeding and hydrating a sick goat through Onion Creek Ranch. Looks like Suzanne is talking about Intralite there, but so yes, the answer is yes, it can be used on goats. It's just a matter of knowing how much to give and what to give it for. And some people have already answered. Felicia Delaria, she responded with, brought this little nanny up from the pasture yesterday evening. The other goats, well, excuse me, it's actually Felicia Delario that asked the question. You've got to keep them hydrated. That's for sure. If a goat's sick and has a fever, you know, short of giving them lactated ringers, you've got to keep them hydrated if they won't drink on their own. And there's specific solutions, you know, the Nutrigent is, you know, different concoctions that people have, different recipes that may be cheaper than, you know, stuff bought at the store, but a lot of these products are specifically formulated, you know, to do just that, to give more electrolytes, give them some minerals, vitamins. So, as I always say, what works for some may not work for others, and, you know, hopefully Felicia will get back to us and let us know how our goat's doing. And Michael Taylor answered, you did what I do. Give them all the liquids I can. Apple juice seems like it helps. You know, and he wished her good luck. So you've got to keep them hydrated, Felicia. And hopefully, you know, she's going to pull through. Another Michael Taylor post. Hey, Wild Bill, been hanging in the big buck pen, just one dude smaller than me. I think we already saw this one in the first video cast. Hey, Mom, you left me outside with this coat on. Let me in. You know, folks, share as many of your pictures and stories that you'd like, and I will try to get to them in each video cast as I do them. And, you know, quite often what I will do is I will go through my own homepage news feed. And there's a number of you that are already friends with me on Facebook. So I can, you know, easily see your posts. But if you're not friends with me on Facebook, then I don't see your posts and I can't share them. So I guess it's a shameless plug, you know, send me a friend request and I can add you in this video cast as you know, post your goat related pictures and articles. Right boars. And I don't like to post political stuff in GoatWorld. I know right now we're one day away from the election, and you know, GoatWorld isn't the place for political posts, and I appreciate that. You know, nobody has really gone at any depth to post political stuff. And then, of course, the earthquake. Lauren Green, she posts, she's right in Oklahoma City. You know, the earthquake last night down there in Cushing, it was, you know, some of the stations were reporting as high as magnitude 6.0. The USGS downgraded it to 5.3, and then they further downgraded it to 5.0 sometime this morning. So I know there was, you know, quite a bit of damage there in the Cushing, Oklahoma area, and it's felt as far as Kansas. In Arkansas, I think Missouri got in on it. You know, we didn't really feel it here in Colorado, but, you know, these earthquakes, they seem to be getting more plentiful and more powerful. So, you know, hopefully Lauren Green's okay. Well, anyways, yeah, like I said, if you would like to be included in the video cast with your goat pictures and such, you know, go ahead and send me a friend request, and, you know, I will try to add you as I see them, because I go through here every day and look for, you know, the different goat related stuff. Doesn't matter what it is. Here's Goats Are Awesome. They're a good group. Well, aren't you just the cutest goat I've seen all day? You know, if you'd like to see more goat pictures, then send me that request, and I will try to go through here every day and pick out the good stuff, share what I can on GoatWorld so we all can enjoy it. Okay, anyways, let's go over to the GoatWorld site. I don't know how many of you have been here. I've had this up for a number of years, and I work on it fairly consistently, and then I don't work on it for a while. I just kind of let nature take its course. But I'm going to start adding all the video casts in this area here that you see change every 4 or 5 seconds. And we'll wait just a second until the first video cast link comes up. And anybody, if there it is, right there, GoatWorld Video Cast 1, November 5th, 2016. You know, anybody that wants to contribute articles and whatnot to the site, you know, from time to time I'm going to refer to these on the GoatWorld Facebook group. So, you know, essentially when I started GoatWorld.com, there wasn't a whole lot of websites that were goat related specifically. There was a few. I think I mentioned them in the first video cast. You know, Goat Wisdom and stuff like that. But Facebook wasn't even around. You know, Mark Zuckerberg, Facebook was still a dream in his eye to him at that time. So over the years, you know, there's been a lot of people that have helped me write articles, given me the impetus to write articles, or shared their own articles. And it's a wealth of knowledge for everybody. And there's other farms as well, farm websites like oh geez, I just had it on the tip of my tongue. Molly's Herbals. She has a great website. She sells herbal supplies for goats, the worming supplies, but for the life of me, I can't think of the name of it. Molly's Herbals. We'll look and see her website real quick, because she has a very, very in-depth website. Fiasco Farm, that's what I'm trying to think of. Just too much information for me to process. We've gone through the time change. We fell back. We lost an hour. You think I'd get an extra hours of sleep, but I didn't. I think I actually stayed up a few more hours than I should have. But Fiasco Farm, I mean, she has a lot of information on there, and she's been a supporter of GoatWorld, since I came online. There's been quite a few people that have, really nice, informative websites that have been very supportive of what I do, and I'm very supportive of what they do. So that's the way the GoatWorld should work. We should all be working together for the good of the goats and the good of the industry. And that's always been my goal with this, is to help people out, point you in the right direction, excuse me, and get that information out there that is helpful, in times of need. Like I said, she has some outstanding articles here, which, that brings me to one more point. Let's go back to GoatWorld. Okay, folks, sorry, I had to step out for just a minute, but where I left off, I wanted to go over here and show you the GoatWorld 911. If you type in goat911.com, it will bring you up to goatworld.com/911. And the reason I'm showing you this is something that I originally started when I started GoatWorld. And it attempts to list the contacts in every state, some of them overseas as well. We've had people from places like Turkey. Where is it? Turkey. Well, there's Spain. Now this list, Ontario, Canada, this list has kind of become obsolete because, well, to be honest, I just haven't kept up on it, and people tell me from time to time, a certain contact is outdated. And I don't allow this list to be copied and published on other websites or other lists, simply because I've found out in the past that a couple of people listed on there had actually passed away, and the family was still receiving calls for help with goats. So that's why I don't like to see it posted anywhere else. This is proprietary information that, I need to go through there and update it, as often as possible if I keep it going. Now, at the time that I started this, like I said earlier, when I started the GoatWorld website, there weren't a whole lot of other goat-related websites, let alone ones where people could go and have an outlet if they needed help. If you need help, a vet is the first place to go, really. But realizing that the lack of experience on some vets' parts. Now, I'm not talking all veterinarians, but some veterinarians just aren't as proficient in caring for goats as they should be. They may be a small animal practice, and you can pay for bad information just as well as you can pay for good information. So that's really the whole part of the scheme with GoatWorld, is that it's people helping people. Now, if you'd like to be added on this list and you have some experience with goat health. You've nursed them from death's doorstep, etc. Maybe a broken horn, broken leg, mastitis, pneumonia, just a number of maladies that can affect goats and their health. Then, by all means, please feel free to contact me. Use the link on one of these pages, on one of these lists here. It'll say under each state, if you would like to be listed as a contact for this state, please use this link. If you follow that link, it'll give you a form and it sends me some basic information. And then if I decide that you're if I decide that you have the experience that would be required to be a part of this list, I'm going to put you on there because it's very helpful to people. And there's been a few magazines that they've done a write-up on this service, and like I said, it's kind of become outdated in a way because websites like Facebook and Twitter and what have you, there's a lot of people out there that put their information out there. If you need help with your goats, give me a call. And for a number of years, I was fielding phone calls pretty much 24/7, 365. It might be 2 or 3 in the morning. Somebody would call me. Maybe somebody from Alabama, maybe somebody from Florida. Gary, my goat's sick. What do I do? And I would try to help him. And if I couldn't help him, I'd point him in the right direction. But a lot of times, the best answer is find a competent vet in your area. So, that's just part of GoatWorld. And I really don't want to let this Goat 911 go. It's been there for a long time, and a lot of people have sang its praises. There's been a few that said, a list like that, you shouldn't be posting a list like that. You need to be referring them to the veterinarian. And as I said, not all veterinarians know as much about goats as they should. So it's a judgment call. Well, that's going to about do it for today's video cast. And if you like this video cast, let me know. And it's like my wife said, the more often that you do it, the better you're going to get at it. And I'm trying. I've got a lot of different things planned for it. I don't want to reveal all my plans, but I've got a handful of computers, basically a bank of computers to refer to. I can have several things open at once, and I'm going to try to make it as professional and non-controversial as possible, because I know that you, the members, you seem to enjoy it. And let's just look how many views the last video cast got. This is really nothing to toot my own horn. I'm not getting paid for it directly. I do it because it's my passion and I enjoy it, and it gives me something to do. It's kind of a form of therapy. I've been a musician for a long time, and that provides its own kind of therapy, but I'm kind of a multifaceted person when it comes to education and doing different stuff. And our last video cast received 28 views, so hey, 28's better than 1 or none. So I'm hoping that'll go up. I like to see what I'm doing is making some kind of impact. But again, if you'd like to be included in these video casts, I'll visit your farm website and look at your pictures and field questions. If anybody of you have questions that you'd like me to respond to during the video cast, I'd be more than happy to do that. And anything that you could think of that you would like to see me include in this video cast, your input is very helpful. So let's end it on that positive note, and I hope everybody has a great day, and we will do it again soon. Take care, everybody, and God bless.